We're going house window shopping, which just means we're gonna drive around a neighborhood and point out all the houses that we would like to live in.
Trusting your instincts, realize that knowing looks different to each. When living authentic, do more exploring, deeper than knowing just what is essential for life that is thriving. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your core. Live a life you adore.
In one of my videos, last week, I think it was my New York video, I talked about making a pumpkin spice coffee, and I came up with that recipe completely by accident. I actually just used the remainder of some pumpkin pie filling that was left over and didn't fit into the pie dish, and it was actually John's idea. He suggested adding it to our coffee, and it's so good. So I'm gonna make some more, and I'll show you how I do it. This is everything you'll need. So molasses, pure pumpkin, nothing added to it, just the pure pumpkin, sweetened condensed milk, ground clove, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and salt. I am just gonna make the paste in a Pyrex dish because that's where I'm gonna be storing it. We're gonna add the pumpkin first. 1 cup of pumpkin. Add it to the dish. I'm gonna make a pumpkin loaf or some muffins this week, so I'm just gonna put the rest of the can of pumpkin in the fridge. Adding the sweetened condensed milk, we're gonna do a 1/3 cup. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. 1/2 teaspoon of ginger. And 1/2 teaspoon of clove. And then just a teaspoon of molasses. Oh, and a pinch of salt. Okay, now mix. We're actually gonna doctor this a little bit as we go, because I just tried it and I feel like there's a lot of clove, and I think I wanna do more pumpkin. So maybe next time I would do like 1/4 teaspoon clove. Yeah, I think that would make more sense. And I actually would like if it was maybe a little bit sweeter. So I'm gonna eyeball like 1/2 cup of pumpkin, and then eyeball maybe like a 1/4 cup condensed milk. Joni, this is not for you. Yeah. Okay, this definitely tastes much more balanced now. I almost feel like you could add more sweetened condensed milk. You can kind of just add it to taste, but I don't like a super sweet coffee. Okay, we're gonna start by adding a pretty big tablespoon to our coffee cup, pouring hot coffee on top. You could also make this iced, but I just prefer it hot. Mix, mix, mix. Fill up the cup. Oh my God, Joni. I'm sorry to those of you that think having cats on the table is gross. That's just how we live around here. It's really Joni's house, not mine. Ah. All right, let's taste test this. I think it's delicious. I do think there's too much clove, and I should have known that that was gonna happen. 1/2 teaspoon was too much, but that's okay. I think the official final recipe should really be 1 cup pumpkin, but I really think the pumpkin and the sweetened condensed milk could be to taste. So if you wanted more pumpkin, do more pumpkin. You could even go up to 1.5 cups. I would say maybe like 1.25 cups would be where I would go. Then I would do 1/2 cup sweetened condensed milk because It's not nearly as sweet in here as you think it might be. Let's say 1/4 teaspoon clove, nutmeg, and ginger. I would do a full teaspoon of cinnamon, pinch of salt, and then I use the molasses because I just like the richness from the molasses. I think they add a little bit more complexity. Like a healthy teaspoon of molasses. They're not super crazy. But yeah, it's really the spices, the clove in particular, just because it can be so sharp, that I would be careful about. But the other ingredients, the pumpkin, the condensed milk, the molasses, you can be pretty heavy-handed with those, I think. Yeah, that's it. I think it's pretty good. I have a question for those of you that have pets, maybe more specifically cats though. Do you find that you have to vacuum every single day? Because I find that I have to vacuum every single day. I kind of started to notice this more when I switched Joni's cat food. I feel like she started shedding a little bit more, and then also in the summer she was shedding more, but it's like every single day I have to vacuum because the carpets, especially the really dark rugs in my place, get so filthy. It's crazy. And then all of my furniture too, like my chairs, sometimes people will come over and I'll notice that they're about to sit down in a chair and I'm like, oh my God, that thing is covered in cat hair, and I'm so embarrassed about it. Yeah, it was kind of getting so unmanageable that I ended up getting a robot vacuum, which I was a little bit nervous about because I've seen videos of robot vacuums running into potted plants that are on legs and knocking them over, and then the robot vacuum freaks out, it doesn't know what to do, and so it starts just like spreading the dirt around, and it's just bad. So I was nervous about that, but I ended up getting one from Narwhal. I believe it's called the Narwhal Flow. It kind of seemed too good to be true, to be honest, because it both vacuums and it mops. Because it has a track mop and it rolls and uses flowing water to wash away spills that are on the floor, it's not just dragging a dirty mop head across the floor. So I've just been testing it out for the last couple days, and it actually seems to be very good. It's crazy watching it in my house, like watching it get up onto the carpet. It can basically boost itself up. It's wild. It doesn't get stuck in the carpet or like the tassels on the carpet, which is really nice. It has all these cameras to detect all the objects around it. So it's not gonna do things like knock over a potted plant and get dirt everywhere. Every once in a while you have to take out this little pouch that collects all the dust and debris that the vacuum cleans up. It just lives in this little docking station. It's kind of like its cute little house. The noise it makes is kind of just like white noise. It's sort of nice. I actually kind of find it relaxing. Joni was kind of unsure of it at first, but I think she's pretty used to it now. Anyway, yeah, this thing it's pretty great.
Everything. Your design aesthetics can somewhat go up 6 months. Go ahead and do it. Honestly, continue furniture or items that we purchased together, whether it's someone who passed away or someone that So I put it away for a while, and now that I have moved past this, I have been able to bring out, wear something of hers or
Hello? Wait, why does your video look so good? Wait, I can't hear you. Ah, there we go. Now I can hear you.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm using my phone as a FaceTime camera.
Okay, it looks amazing. Well, I'm making a little pumpkin drink and then I have to go to my pottery class.
Okay.
She was sick 2 weeks ago when our class was supposed to start, and so then we just didn't have class. And then last week I guess she was still sick, but we did have class, but she made it shorter.
Scrolling on my phone, my kids caught, lying to myself. I'm greener grass, dream another life, one that's not so hard. I can get lost down that dangerous road. I am not them. I do not know what they're really going through. There's a lot that I assume. Freedom I get from the work that I do. Thoughts that I choose. Feelings I soothe. Finding an angle of ease.
I finished out a few days ago and I feel like I'm now finally ready to share my thoughts on it. I had a lot of time to think and I wanted to take a lot of time to think because I really enjoyed it, but then the ending just fell so flat for me and I really needed to consider why that was. So it's a crime novel from the 80s. There's so much talk about money in this book. Everyone in the book is very motivated by money. A lot of people in the book are kind of in crisis because they don't have a lot of money. Money is discussed so much in this book that there's actually a little conversion in here. So you can see the way that Japanese yen would convert to a dollar amount. So like 1,000 yen is $8. I don't know if this is a conversion from the 80s. It might be. So I don't know how accurate that would be now. That was one little aspect of the book that I didn't find that I loved because I'm not a very money motivated person. I think it just gets like a little bit old, or it felt kind of repetitive that money was always the driving force for every little thing in this book. With that being said, I did love the way that the book would shift perspectives between different characters, which I find is so rarely well done. And I often find that I just want to read from the perspective of one character, but I didn't find that with this book. I actually genuinely enjoyed reading from different people's point of views. I didn't find the ending predictable at all, but I still didn't love it. And I don't want to spoil it. I feel like I can't tell you what happens, but it was very anticlimactic, and I think it went from being everyone's motivations were very much rooted in reality, and then the conclusion to the story was very kind of psychological, just like a bit too woo-woo for me. I don't know if that really makes sense unless you've read it, but if you have read it, I would love to hear your thoughts because I don't have anyone else to talk to about this. When I finished out, I started reading Revenge by Yoko Ogawa, and I'm enjoying it. It's just a collection of short stories. I love short stories that are interconnected, and all of these are. I actually haven't been finding that stories center around the theme of revenge, which is what they're supposed to, but maybe at the end of the book, it'll all kind of tie together a little bit more and that'll make more sense. But yeah, they're like a kind of about revenge, but not necessarily. And when I finish Revenge, I'm trying to decide if I should read Madonna in a Fur Coat next. The Suicides, which I've never heard anybody talk about. It's about a reporter who starts investigating these 3 suicides that aren't connected, and the only information that he has to go off of in writing about these 3 cases is photos of the people that have died, and then he kind of becomes obsessed with these 3 cases, yeah, it just turns into this obsession. I think it's gonna be maybe another crime novel, sort of. The Monk by Matthew Lewis. Oh, maybe this is the one that I'll read next because I keep hearing a lot about it. Apparently this is the first English horror novel ever written, and this would be kind of the perfect time of year to be reading that. Or The Door by Meg Szabo. I've heard it's very eerie, but I also really want to read Art Monsters. So maybe I'll read this book because it's a nonfiction, and then I'll read it alongside some fiction, and then it'll be kind of nice to switch between the two. But if you have a suggestion for which one I should read after Revenge alongside Art Monsters, please let me know.
Wouldn't it be grand if I settled in to love my life?
I haven't had any skincare discussion with you guys in a little while. Or I guess I bought some products about a month ago now, and I've been using them. So I guess I'll give you a little update on how those have been, and then just kind of my skin in general. So I'll show you one second. From the drugstore, I got this face cleanser and then this oil cleanser, and I do really like them a lot. I don't find that the foam makes my skin feel super dry after I've washed my face, and this is actually really good for taking makeup off. I've been using these Heartleaf toner pads. I honestly don't know if they make any difference to my face or my skin. It kind of feels the same as always when using these. And then same with this, the Centella Ampoule. Yeah, I don't know, it definitely doesn't make my skin worse, but I can't really tell if it's making it any better. And I think maybe that's just because I have such true combination skin, and my real qualm with my skin, and the thing that I've been trying for years and years and years to correct or just manage, is having a super oily T-zone and then the drier cheeks. But I also find my forehead, even though it's quite oily, it does also get dry. And I do moisturize it. It's not getting super oily because I'm not moisturizing. Like, I load on moisturizer. And I know people say that that can be why your skin is overproducing oil, is because it has a lack of moisture. That's definitely not the issue. So now I'm kind of like on the hunt again for things to just deal with my oily T-zone. I forgot that I had this, the Clear Paula's Choice. It's a skin clearing treatment with benzoyl peroxide, and it's for blemish prone skin. This is just the regular strength version. I remember using this in the past and liking it, and now I can't remember why I stopped using it. I think maybe because I had been putting it on my whole face and that was drying me out, and then that made me think that I didn't like this product, when in reality I should have just been putting it on my T-zone, which is what I did today. I put it on probably an hour and a half ago, and my T-zone is not nearly as oily as it normally would be. I did use powder, which is definitely helping with the oil, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna use this for the next week, and then maybe I'll report back and just tell you if it's been working. But if you have any really tried and true products for managing oily skin, I would love to hear about them, because my oily skin straight up breaks down the makeup on my face, makes me look so greasy, and I really don't like it. Yeah, if you have suggestions, or if you've used this product and you found that it worked really well, I would love to hear about your oily T-zone combination skin journey, because I kind of need all the help that I can get.